watch it right here. Can't wait. By the way, right? I mean, the list, we're going to try in just a second. We were talking with Sean Doolittle yesterday on Hot Stove, and we were talking about the bullpen cart. And he said, I loved it, but then you want that intimidation factor, right, as a reliever. And when you're do-do-do-do-do along, it's not really the vibe you're
not
going
afraid
for.
of that guy.
I always hear you guys say, when you're talking about the greats in our game, Mariano's cutter or John Smoltz slider, Pedro's change, I knew it was coming. I just couldn't get to it. You're smirking. Why? What makes it so difficult when you know that's on the way?
Deception, Lauren. I remember my first spring training with the Yankees. We went to play the Red Sox, and Pedro was pitching, and Chuck Knobloch said, if you ain't looking for the changeup, you ain't hitting it. And if you're looking for it, you ain't hitting it anyways. I was like, oh, no, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. But, yeah, some guys, they're just straight field. That's when you look at the lineup, and when you're up fourth in the 8th inning, and you know the closer's coming in the 9th, you're like, just one guy get on base. I want to hit in the 8th. I don't want to hit in the 9th. Yes,
literally. Absolutely. Same thing. Mariano, Brandon Inge told me. I said, what do I do? How do I hit this guy? He said, swing where you think it's going to go.
Which is what?
What?
About 8 inches that way.
Excuse me?
Okay, so now you're in charge. You get to pick your poison in this exercise. You get to create your own mega reliever, right?
Yes.
They will throw all the pitches, you follow, in your nightmares. And you can construct them however you want. Who's up first? Mike Lowell, you ready?
I'm ready.
What do you got?
I have.
What will that pitcher look like?
Well, he's gonna have a 4-pitch mix.
A 4-pitch mix?
Yeah, 4-pitch.
For a reliever?
Good luck.
Okay.
Clay Holmes sinker. Good night. You have no chance. Edwin Diaz, after you hear the trumpets, if you're not intimidated by that, you're done. Then you're sitting heater, and Devin Williams throws you the Bugs Bunny changeup, and then we're just going to throw you 101 mile an hour. Oh, he led up there. 99 mile an hour cutter. Emmanuel Clase.
Forget it.
I don't want to see that guy.
If you're up against that guy, what are you sitting? What are you waiting for?
I'm just going to take my hat and put it on the bench.
Skip, I'm going to need a day.
We're done.
I might just turn my bat around and hold the barrel.
There you go.
4 pitches. Pretty awesome. All right, who's your guy? What does that pitcher look like?
Well, you know what? I'm a big proponent of pitchers don't know how hard it is to hit a fastball. So I want guys who have really good arms. Right here, like you said, when you hear those trumpets, those Mets fans get up, give me Eddie Diaz's heater. I mean, get that foot down or you're not going to hit it at all. And then right here, cutter, looks down the middle, just disappears. And then right here, Johan Duran, absolutely nasty. He has a mix of like a splitty / slider, and that's what I call the boogeyman. Talking about having nightmares, that pitch right there will give you nightmares in your sleep. So those 3 guys, you know, for me, my closer, 3 pitches, pitching off the heater. I mean, unhittable. Nasty.
You know, when you're facing a starter, you're preparing for him, right? You're watching video. Are you doing that with relievers?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All the time?
Yeah, the only problem is you might get, well, I'm dating myself. You might get 2 or 3 at-bats. Now no one gets 3 at-bats against a starter. So you can kind of see how he pitched you the first. You have a little bit more information. The problem with the closers and you know, the high leverage late inning guys is you get 1 chance. You know, and you don't, I mean, he might throw you 3 nasty cutters, and even if you're looking for him, if he puts it on the black, you're not going to get a hit.
This show is airing Tuesday at 8. I can't wait to see who's number 1. Who is number 1 in your mind?
In my mind, it's Clase. Because I just think when you have such velocity with movement, I think that's what made Mariano so devastating. 9 times out of 10, he was throwing the same pitch. He just never missed. And sometimes it would cut 3 inches, and sometimes it looked like it cut 3 feet. So I've just always been a fan of a guy that throws such high octane with a cutter. I mean, it's matchup nightmare.
I watched him front row in the postseason, and guys were on a different plane. Like, all-stars in our sport couldn't even touch him. Who's your guy?
And they couldn't touch him. We talk about scouting reports. You know, that guy's nasty. But for me, you know, this guy struggled his first year in New York. But now, all of a sudden, he's got Buck there, new squad. All of a sudden, the trumpets are loud, the music's blaring. You see that right there. The atmosphere is as lit as it's going to be. Eddie Diaz has got it back. I mean, he's looking like the guy that was in Seattle if the Mets, you know, wanted to sign for it, that got that long-term deal that he deserved. This guy, electric stuff. He has a 2 to 3 pitch mix. I mean, throwing strike, trusting his stuff in the zone. I think James McCann was huge for him as well. But right here, Eddie Diaz, to me, he's the best closer in the game.
Wow.
Electric.
But you remember, you talked about it when he came over. I mean, that's hard to turn around in New York.
It is.
To change?
Exactly. To make changes, those fans on you, the investment.
And adjust.
I mean, right?
But
I mean, so you got to give him a lot of credit to bounce back like he was able to do. It just speaks volume on the stuff. And again, his work ethic as well. But that guy, I don't want to see him.
That's the current game. We're going to take you back in time, Mr. World Series MVP.
Ooh.
Best ever.
That I faced, it was John Smoltz as a closer. I didn't mind Smoltz as a starter because he would pace himself. But Smoltz as a closer, I don't know, he took like Benadryl or something before the game because he was allergic to throwing strikes right down the middle. All he would do is hit the corner, and he was probably 91 with a slider, about 97. Yeah, that was very routine. Yeah, pop out. 97 with the fastball, 92 with the split. Yeah, there he's splitty. I don't like you, Smoltz. He just, since he knew it was, one inning, I can go full throttle. Like I said, I'm waiting for it to miss the heart of the plate. It just never missed there. It was always black and deception and this. And I I was like, all right.
Does he know you feel that way? Because he
I don't know. I probably told. I know he'd love to hear it. We're
play it on repeat, on rewind.
Right. He dropped side on me one time, and I got a base hit. Yeah, I think that might have been the only hit.
We would say guys like that had a force field around the strike zone. You got to the plate, and all of a sudden it just disappeared. But for me, not a Hall of Famer, but I made him look like a Hall of Famer. Daniel Hudson. I mean, this is a guy.
Sneaky nasty.
For some reason, he steps at you. He's on the third base side. He steps at you. Throughout my career, he always gave me one pitch kind of right up under my chin. So I think I was a little. You see the front hip kind of belling a little bit. I was always a little bit, weary of that ball up and in. And then he would do that, go to that nasty slider down off the plate. And you see the walk, the body language. We work on body language with our kids. I couldn't hide it. It didn't lie. Just bad body language right there.
Just for your back to be dragging.
Can I get one, please, Daniel? Please.
By the way,
work
you
on
guys
body language, all right?
way too humble because I'm going to take you back. You mentioned Edwin Diaz. You got him a time or two. You remember this?
I do remember.
2017, Astros Mariners. It broke a 3-3 tie. Did you know it up the bat?
In my defense, I thought this ball was foul. I thought I was late. I thought I hit it out of the glove.
Did you run?
I happened to look up, and it was, look at me and Eddie, hey, what they say, even a blind rat will find some cheese every once in a while. I don't know, but
come on.
I'll take it.
Oppo, too.
Michael.
I remember this day.
Yeah, you do.
This is the first and only time I hit 3 home runs in a game.
Ooh, let them know, too.
Yeah, I think that one.
I was off Billy Wagner.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I actually saw Billy in the summer. He was coaching a team in Virginia actually during the spring that my son's team went to. And he brought it up to me. I was like, I'm not saying anything to Billy Wagner, who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying anything.
But you're saying something to Dan the Man.
Oh.
Dan the Man, please stack. 1 for 3, a home run. Get to know me.
Back footer, who?
Get it, Dan. Come on, you can't go low and in.
Everybody knows
But you know what? This is Dan's 17th year. I got him on the back burner. I didn't want to have to face him in his Milwaukee days. He was straight, Phil. Thank you for pumping me up.
That was Marlon Jr.'s back, by the way, too.
Top Relievers in the Game airs Tuesday at 8. We cannot wait. Negotiations continue between Carlos Correa and the Mets. Coming up, a former Mets general manager will join us for some input into their ongoing discussions next on MLB Tonight.